Imagine going to catch fish and finding plastic and garbage in the fishing net. For the thousands of fisherfolk in South Gujarat's coastal areas, this is their reality. From catching fish aplenty, they now manage to only get plastic and toxic waste in their nets. The situation has been exacerbated by the presence of industries which diffuse their harmful effluents into the river and seawater. This practice has triggered a health, livelihood, and environmental crisis in the region. Fisherfolk have consistently observed the degrading quality of their fish and cited depletion of fish resources as well as their inability to sell fish full of toxic waste. For example, fish caught from Nargol coast of South Gujarat's Valsad district have been contaminated to an extent that the local fisherfolk have to travel all the way to Porbandar district of Gujarat for viable fishing grounds. All of this has resulted in recurring conflicts between the local fisherfolk and the ones from the South Gujarat, often turning violent. In addition to this, the fisherfolk have also reported acute skin problems and health concerns due to fishing in polluted waters. The Gujarat Pollution Control Board is the nodal agency charged with the enforcement of Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. Section 17 of the Act has provisions identifying the functions of the state pollution control boards, which are tasked with following responsibilities: inspecting the industrial effluents and to lay down standards of treatment of these effluents. Despite detailed provisions and specific responsibilities, the top down approach of regulating industrial waste has not yielded desired outcomes, and private industries continue to circumvent these provisions, often with the help of corrupt officials. While private enterprises are expected to improve their operations in order to reduce water pollution, the scope and the speed of these changes are impacted by the broader environment, that is, economic, cultural, social, legal, and political factors. Market based instruments which foster good institutions, disseminate information, and align the incentives of all stakeholders are the need of the hour. One such example is the use of environmental rating system called Proper in Indonesia. It incentivized industries to comply with environmental regulations by signaling to consumers positive messages about their sustainability efforts. The premise of this program was that the public disclosure influenced companies' behavior. A good rating also ensures an ease in the access of finances to these industries. Based on the survey conducted by the Government of Indonesia, initially 65% of 187 rated factories showed signs of non compliance. In a year's time, the number of compliant factories went from third to almost half of the sample. 18 months after full disclosure, there was 40% reduction in pollution. This was believed to demonstrate how seriously the companies perceived proper ratings. The Indonesian success tells us that sound incentives, access to information, and robust institutions are essential to solving environmental problems which are intricately linked with the lives and livelihood of Gujarat's fisherfolk.